Hi guys, my name is Christine, and basically today I'm just going to discuss with you a really cool story that I have about manifesting. And it's going to really help those people who are at the beginning stages of manifesting. You know, it may be the case that you think about manifesting, perhaps you watched The Secret or you read a Law of Attraction book and you're thinking, I'm going to manifest big things, but then you feel that uneasiness because you feel like, can I actually pull that off? You know, so if you're kind of at that stage where you feel uncomfortable at manifesting something big, then this will really help you, because I'm going to talk about a way that I manifested something really small, and I think it really does actually reflect really well on the law of attraction and, you know, the beginnings of learning how to manifest. It was something really small. So basically I'm going to tell you how I manifested something really small and why I believe I managed to manifest it. Right, so basically the story is that I was about to go shopping, right? And I saw a 5 pence piece on the dresser in our bedroom, me and my wife's bedroom. And you know, I didn't really think that much about it. I just saw the 5 pence piece, and that was that. You know, I just looked at it, you know, saw it, acknowledged it, saw that it was there, like, oh, that's interesting. There's a 5 pence piece there, right? And then we went shopping. And when I got out the car, I found a 5 pence piece on the floor. And just so you know, just in case you thought it fell out of my pocket, I didn't have anything in my pockets. You know, I didn't bring the 5 pence piece with me. It was just I just found one on the floor when I got out the car. So that's my manifesting story, right? I manifested another 5p, right? And this goes so well with what the law of attraction teaches, right? So basically you're going to attract into your life things that you put your attention on, right? So the more you put your attention on something, you start to see it more in your experience. So this is why when you get a car, and you may have thought this car was really unique, perhaps it had like a unique color, like a unique shade of green, but suddenly when you get that car, you start seeing that kind of car everywhere, right? Even though you thought that it was really rare, you'd never seen that kind of car before. But, you know, you got to realize it. Those kinds of cars were always there. Your attention just wasn't on them, right? So that's kind of how I think the 5 pence piece came into my existence, you know, that one I found on the floor. I, you know, was thinking subconsciously probably about 5 pennies, you know, 5 pence, because, you know, I saw one during the day and before I went out shopping. So I think another reason why that worked and I managed to attract that 5 pence was because I didn't really have that much resistance to it, right? Like I wasn't really thinking of the lack of 5 pence, of all the 5 pennies in my life, right? I wasn't thinking about the lack of it, because basically, you know, the law of attraction is, you know, that which you're like likes unto itself. So basically, what you are, you attract, essentially, right? But also, you know, if you have like, oh, I want to attract 5 pence, you're kind of also in that vibration of the lack of 5 pence as well, if you think of it like that. So let's think about money in general, right? If you're thinking about, I want money, I want money, I want money, you know, you're also thinking, because you want money, the lack of money. So instead of thinking of, you know, the lack of money or I want money, you kind of have to think in terms of abundance instead. You have to think about, I like the feeling of abundance. You know, this is what abundance means to me. You know, you kind of have to come from it at a much relaxed pace. And the reason why I think that 5 pence came into my life was because I didn't have that much attached to it. I didn't have much energy, like bad negative energy around it, or I had I didn't have any resistance towards it, which was why it was easily able to flow into my experience, because I didn't have resistance about it. I didn't have any kind of conflicting thoughts about it. You know, it's kind of like when people want to attract a lot of money and they haven't done any kind of sort of like small manifesting to begin with. You know, if they think, oh yeah, I want to earn £1,000,000 by the end of this year, you know, and if you've never done anything like that before, then you're probably going to feel a little bit uneasy about it, right? Now, it might be the case that you don't, and I'm not trying to, you know, say what you're capable of, but generally, you know, people think, oh, there's no way I could earn 1,000,000 with my job, with my wage, with the boss that I have. There's no way I'm going to earn 1,000,000. You know, So they watch things like The Secret, or they read a law of attraction book, or they watch some videos on manifesting, and subconsciously or at some level they feel uneasy about it. But it was so easy for me to attract that 5p because I didn't have anything conflicting about it. I didn't have any like, oh God, I feel so sad I haven't seen another 5p today. I'm not looking for it. I'm not being, having all this like energy around it, right? It's just I noticed the 5p and then I found another one, basically. That there was no resistance whatsoever, which was why it was able to easily flow into my experience. So that's my, little manifestation story, my little 5p manifestation story. So as you can see, like, it's so much easier to begin with really small things first before you go on to the bigger things with manifesting. I think in the Secret, the movie, the documentary, there was a good example of, attracting something small like a cup of coffee. So that might be something that you could do, like make it your intention to attract a cup of coffee. See if you can do that. Think about cups of coffee, thinking it would be really nice today if I could attract a cup of coffee to me. Or it could be, something smaller as well. It could be something like me, like it could be like attracting a 5p piece or a cent. Obviously it depends on, the currency in your country and whatnot. So obviously what the kind of like the small amounts are. So, just think, okay, I'd love to attract 2p. Just think about it and then just, see if it shows up in your experience. But you got to not have that resistance towards it. You can't be thinking of the lack of it. You can't be thinking of the lack of it, and you can't be thinking of the want of it sometimes without also thinking of the lack of it. So you need to have no basically resistance towards it. You have to be, feeling good about it. You have to be in a good mood. You have to be, in a state of joy. Because if you're like feeling worried, or if you're feeling horrible, then you're not going to be able to attract anything into your life. You're just going to attract worry and feeling horrible. And it kind of makes sense actually, because if you think about the times where you've had a bad day, it's usually because it started off with something small. You may have woke up feeling great, and then perhaps your kettle broke, or you stubbed your toe, or you had an argument with your spouse before you left for work. And then you have a bad day because you're just continually thinking about everything that's happened. And I kind of had that experience actually recently, so I'll give you another story of where the law of attraction kind of reversed on me, and it was kind of flowing me to things that I didn't want. So I had a hair appointment, right? And me and my wife were running a little bit late, so that was how my vibrations first started to get a bit uncomfortable, because we were running late and I was really worried, right? And I was worried about being late because I didn't want to be late. So firstly, my vibration was off because I was worried about running late. Yeah. And then, before we went to the hairdressers, we really needed to go to the bathroom, so we went to a public toilet, and it was just taking me ages because obviously it's winter, so I put in, all my, layers back on and stuff after going to the toilet. And, I just felt like, oh my God, I need to go. And then my clothes would get caught and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then when I went to the hairdressers, I feel like I got overcharged. So I was also really angry about that as well. And then we went to go do a bit of shopping afterwards. And we got this de-icer for the car, because obviously it's cold right now, so there's a lot of frost and stuff. So we got some de-icer and we put it in the bag, and then when we went into a shop, we realized that the bag was leaking, and it was because the de-icer had flowed out, started flowing out. And it was raining, and it was basically everything that could go wrong went wrong, and it was just really, really bad, basically. And I think it all came from the fact that at the beginning of the day, I started getting nervous because we was running late, and I started feeling a bit off because I didn't want to be late. And then it just spiraled and it just snowballed, right? And the cool thing is that when you can reverse that, you can do different things to kind of change that kind of thing. You can obviously sometimes the momentum is so strong that you kind of just have to think, I just need to let this day pass. But if you start with something small and you're feeling just a little bit off, and the emotion isn't that strong yet, if you think like, okay, so basically I need to think of some things that make me feel good right now, because I'm feeling a bit off, my alignment isn't right, I'm not feeling like I'm in a really good mood to attract anything. So just start off by thinking about things that you do want. And it could be the case of thinking like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice if I had more abundance in my life? You know, wouldn't it be nice if I was able to achieve my goals? You know, what would it be like if I could actually pull this off? You know, that could be something that you think about. Let's say you start a YouTube channel, or basically you want to start like some kind of business, you want to earn a lot of money, or you want to do something, right? You know, just think, you know, what would it be like if I actually pulled this off? You know, what if I actually managed to do this thing? And that kind of puts you in a better feeling state. And then when you start dwelling on that and you start thinking about those kinds of things, then more thoughts will start to appear into your experience, right? So, you know, that's a great way how you can kind of, you know, start the ball rolling to get yourself into a state where you can start attracting things and things just start to feel good. You know, it just makes sense. Like if you've looked at your bad days and you look at your good days, usually there was just one little tiny thing that started it, that sparked it. You know, it could be the case on a good day, you realize that you won like a few dollars or a few pounds on the lottery, and you're like, yay! And then all the rest of the day you feel great and feel amazing and good things happen to you. And then you have those other days where something off happens to you, like let's say you're running late and you feel uneasy about it, and then suddenly the whole day just spirals from that moment. So, but you can, you know, create those points where you're like, okay, let me try and feel good about something. Let me try and think about things that I want to experience. Let me think about things that make me feel good. And then that'll put you in a better balance, and then hopefully you'll start spiraling into a better day, right? So anyway, those were my little law of attraction stories, both on a positive note and on a negative one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. I hope you found it interesting. And let me know down in the comments any like law of attraction kind of things that you've had. What things have you manifested in your life? You know, what are some cool things that have kind of happened and you've been like, whoa, that was weird. I was just thinking about that and now it's in my experience. Yeah, please let me know. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.